Most entrepreneurs think finding free money for business requires luck, insider connections, or a long application. But the real problem is access to clear, credible information. In this video, 6 easy grants you can apply for right now, global plus no deadline or business needed. I'm walking you through funding opportunities that are open, global, fast to apply for, and worth your time. I've shared dozens of small business and nonprofit grants on this channel, and today I've pulled together some of the strongest no deadline options available. These include global grants, grants open to nonprofits, and grants that don't require a registered business at all. Many take just 5 to 10 minutes to complete, and the organizations behind them have already awarded millions of dollars to thousands of entrepreneurs, startups, and community leaders. That means they are active, reviewing applications, and distributing funds on a rolling basis. Each grant in this list is designed to help you access free funding that never has to be paid back, whether you're starting a business, running a nonprofit, or experiencing a financial hardship. These programs can help you move towards stability, growth, and generational wealth. And if you've watched my older videos with sample answers and walkthroughs, you already have the tools to submit a strong competitive application. And yes, these grants are taxable. So grab your notebook, pause where needed, and apply early because even no deadline grants can close once funding runs out. Now, let's get into these 6 easy grants you can apply for right now while free funding is still available. I hope you all enjoy. This is a global opportunity. This grant has all the things that most of the grants categories have. No deadline, no business needed, global, nonprofit, for-profit, and I know it only takes you 5 to 10 minutes to complete this small business grant application. All right, y'all. This $1,000 small business grant opportunity is sponsored by the Awesome Foundation. And this has been one of the longest running grants that I have seen since I've started this YouTube journey. They have funded $7 million for over 7,000 projects. But again, they can still run out of money. So please apply as soon as possible. You're gonna look at the website. Now this one, since there's over 7,000 projects, please, I beg of you, peruse the website. Peruse who they funded because you don't wanna do something that is duplicative or that they've done 10 times over. Try to find something that is innovative that they have not already funded. And then you're gonna click apply now, and it takes you here. You see the different chapters? Let's scroll down, and no, I do not see anything for St. Louis. So this would be your opportunity if you're located in St. Louis to reach out to the grantor to collaborate in getting a grant opportunity in that city. So go through the application. We've already talked about all of the things, and then you're gonna click apply. All right, y'all, this grant opportunity is sponsored by Honeycomb Credit, and this is their $5,000 Spark grant. Now with the 2 $1,000 grant opportunities, anyone is potentially eligible to apply for that small business grant opportunity. Their $3,000 grant opportunity is for their subscribers only. This is going to be a business decision. Do you want to subscribe, which is $15 a month? But I say this, a lot of these individuals or organizations that have a fee, the amount of resources that are available to you are invaluable. I am not a member, so I cannot say if that is going to be the same, but also you have to know what is best for your business. I always say peruse the website for things. Like they have this credit opportunity, and you could be someone that either wants to work on your credit, or you might want to take out a loan and you decide, I don't even want to go for this small business grant opportunity. But do all of the things, peruse the website, see if this is something that is aligned with you and your business. And once you make that decision, you're going to click apply here. This grant is sponsored by Core, and it is a nonprofit organization that is dedicated to providing support to the food and beverage service industry. This is one of our state-specific grants, but this is an expanded grant opportunity as far as how they are defining the food and beverage industry. As I say in most of these videos, if this is a grant that you are not eligible to apply for, please share this with someone that could utilize up to $7,500 throughout their lifetime for hardships that they are currently experiencing. And then once you get here, we are going to click apply so we can look at the eligibility requirements in more detail. Now, when we talk about the food and beverage industry, specifically hotel, bar, dining and room service, concessions, cafeteria, dining hall, quick service, fine dining, casual dining, fast casual, a bar, caterers, as well as a food truck. What they excluded is if you do DoorDash. They said DoorDash and food delivery drivers that are working for a third party because you're considered an independent contractor, you are not eligible to apply for the small business grant opportunity, but there are several grants in the small business grant playlist. So go there, check out all of the other Vlogmas videos. So there's plenty of opportunities if this one does not fit for you and your business, industry, and or hardship experience. And then after that, you're going to hit submit and then you're going to wait. But gratefully, this is only a 30-day process in order for you to be notified if you're eligible for this grant and if they're going to disperse those funds to you, versus previous grants can take months in order for you to get a response from the grantor. All right, y'all. This opportunity is sponsored by Mark Wahlberg, and it is the Mark Wahlberg Youth Foundation. Such a tongue twister. And as I specifically stated earlier, the goal of the foundation is to remove and eliminate barriers that prevent youth from succeeding. As with the other grant opportunities, go through their website, look at what they're looking for, look at the organizations that they've served, look at who they're partnering with to make sure that you are aligned with them in order to get to their short application. Now, I will say that this is likely their definition of a letter of interest, right? And then they'll look at what you're proposing, and then from there, they will do a deeper dive into your organization. So in the top right-hand corner, you're going to click on grants. It's going to take you here. Then you're going to click on this grant application. You're going to answer the questions that they have here. And then at the bottom, it says, please mail applications to the Mark Wahlberg Youth Foundation, and it gives you an address of where to send it. But here they're just looking for background information. Name of the executive director, primary contact, are you a 501c3 nonprofit, your EIN number, your mission, project name, requested amount, project program description, no more than 4 sentences, y'all. Again, like our other grant opportunities, you have to be concise. But trust me, I'm not a gambler. I haven't applied for this grant opportunity. I highly doubt that they are going to give you $50,000 by completing just this one form. Board members, your staff, annual organizational budget, your fiscal year, program budget, period that the grant will cover. And then if you've received support from them in the past 5 years, and if you were referred by anyone, you can put my YouTube channel. And then after you send that off, then you're just going to wait and see what they say as far as the letter of interest and if they are going to fund this specific opportunity for $50,000 for your nonprofit organization. $250,000 of free money for your nonprofit organization to help you continue to serve community. All right, this grant opportunity is sponsored by the Ronald Burkle Foundation. And once you get to their website, you want to click on request a grant. But before we do that, as I said earlier, click on grant recipients, because this list lets you know who they have donated to in the past. And what I recommend is clicking on any of these, several of these actually, and then get information about that organization to see, okay, is there something in common between all of these organizations as to why they potentially got this grant opportunity? And then you want to go back to your mission statement and everything you got going on with your nonprofit organization and see if there is a higher probability of you getting this grant opportunity based on the grants that they've given out in the past. And then you hit request the grant. Make sure you look at their mission statement and your mission statement to see if there's alignment there. So then when we go to request the grant, as I said earlier, they are going to ask for you to create
or submit rather a letter of interest first. You have to mail this in. Unlike our small business grant opportunities, a lot of this stuff is putting stuff in the mail with a stamp. It is not submitting something electronically. These are requesting for you to give them a letter of interest, and then from there, they'll decide if they want to get additional information from you to potentially have you apply for up to $250,000 of money for your nonprofit organization. But here, they're reviewed on an ongoing basis. Like I said, these grants that I'm telling y'all about, there is not a deadline. So get to the money, but get to the money fast, because foundation can stop funding. They cannot have enough funding. They can restrict how many grants they're going to put out there. So get in while it's still open. And then it says it should include the following: the organization's project or service and the amount requested, a brief history of the organization and its current programs, a description of the project and personnel, the need and specific objectives to be addressed, the implementation plan, and the relevance of the program to the community. Again, especially with nonprofits, you better be in community, because if not, why are you asking these people for money? A projected calendar of the proposed project or event, a budget for the requested funds. Please include, along with the requested amount, an outline of its purpose. So that's breaking it down to the penny, what you're going to use every dollar for. And then a copy of the organization's IRS letter of tax exempt status. So that is once you have applied, you get that determination letter is what they're looking for. And once you send that, then you just kind of gotta wait and see if they're going to circle back with you to say, hey, we want you to actually complete the entire application to potentially get this grant funding. Okay, so leave that comment. Let me know where you're watching from, city, state, and or industry, so I could possibly, no promises, find a grant for you in your city, state, and or industry. But with all of that, y'all, let's look at this grant. All right, y'all, this grant opportunity is sponsored by FAIR, and I hope that I am pronouncing the company name correct, but this is their $5,000 grant opportunity, and it is a credit, and you get to stock a new store. And I know inventory sometimes can be a problem, but they said, we're going to take care of that for you. And then I always tell you all, look at everything on the website. They tell you who can apply, US or Canada. They tell you the steps to apply. Of course, I'm not going to start the application because I am not going to plan to open a store, so I don't want to waste their time with applying for that. But then always look at their past recipients, because that is going to help you figure out who have they funded in the past, and am I aligned with the grantees that they have utilized in the past. And furthermore, since diversity is one of the items that they mention, see if you have a business that is similar but not the same, because that is going to open the door for you to have a better opportunity of walking away with this $5,000 grant opportunity. So make sure that you do not miss this opportunity. You want to learn more about the organization, because when you get in here and you do that pitch video, that's going to be important. You always read the FAQs. I would start right here. How are they selected? So then you want to know, do I fit in here? So once you get onto this page, and like I said, you do the steps to apply and you click your start that application, you're going to give them all the information they're asking for. And then once you do that, you're going to come back here and you're going to tell me that you're walking away with this $5,000 grant opportunity, because we are trying to get close to generational wealth, and we are trying to work on submitting successful grant applications. Because if you've been watching all of my videos, especially the older ones where I give y'all a ton of sample answers, you should be submitting successful grant applications. I've had individuals reach out to me about grants that they've gotten. So congratulations to all of you all. And I'm just waiting to hear the rest of you all's stories about submitting a successful grant application. But y'all know what y'all got to do. Check out that ebook, check out the workbook, check out the Patreon, check out the playlist, check out all things to help you get closer to submitting a successful grant application that will then get you closer to generational wealth. But of course, like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And y'all already know, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to spend with me virtually. I want to thank you for supporting the channel, and wherever you are in the world, I hope that you are having a beautiful day, and I will see you all next time.